Hey there YouTube, welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So, yet again, we're on the Gambler, which is a 2003 Acura TL Type S, and trying to clean stuff. So at this point, we've done a really good job of cleaning the interior. Now it's time for seats. And these seats don't disappoint. So as you can see, they're kind of grody. So this should be a tan seat. It looks more like a light brown. You can see it's got some stuff. You can kind of see where, maybe this sat against the body. But all this dirt and debris is right here. That lighter color is probably what color it should be. This, where it's got like a different kind of hue or tinge, I think is from the smoking stuff. So from when we washed this down with the Armor All cleaning wipes, it seems like there's a little bit of a yellow stuff all over everything. So I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of that off. And what I was using is this Turtle Wax Power Out Leather Cleaner and Conditioner. Now I used another Turtle Wax Power Out for the upholstery. And I wish it was a situation where I could say, this was sponsored by Turtle Wax or something. But I just kind of shop local. And it was one of those things where they had these two things, and I knew I needed upholstery cleaner for the carpets and any kind of like carpeted surface. And then this was going to be great because it's got leather seats, and I wanted to give it a shot and see how well this works. And I figured I'd stick with the same brand and kind of like the same product-ish stuff. So this has that same kind of Odor-X Seek and Destroy odors up to 30 days stuff. And then you can see back here, so the conditioning foam preserves leather against fading, aging, staining, and cracking. Unique foaming formula gently cleans dirt and stains. And that's what I'm really kind of hoping for here. And it leaves it with a natural shine without greasy or slippery residue. New leather scent lasts for weeks. I don't know if I'm going to be super happy about that, but maybe it won't be funky. And the directions for heavy soils, which I think is what this is going to wind up being, because this is pretty gross in some spots, is to spray a light coat of foam on the leather seats or areas to be cleaned and conditioned. Remove the scrub brush by depressing the button on the back of the brush and slide up. Rub the brush in a back and forth motion in one section at a time, and then immediately wipe with a soft cotton or microfiber towel and repeat as necessary. So I think it's going to be one of those things where you're kind of going to apply it, scrub it, and then remove the dirt or the residue with the microfiber towel. And then a lot of times these will say test product on an inconspicuous area. If leather darkens, discontinue use. Not for use on suede or unsealed leather. So I'm not 100% sure if the leather's sealed or not. With the cracks, I'm pretty sure it's not sealed anymore. But I'm hoping this winds up working out pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how the brushes go. This is a little bit of a softer brush than the upholstery brush was. So I'm hoping for the best here. And I'm hoping it really helps with all this funk. A couple notable areas would be this spot right here. There's a bit of a brown stain there. Back here, this gets darker. This is pretty kind of nasty-ish. And then same thing over here. So this is kind of gross down in this bucket area. And then this spot right here. All right. So I got the brush off. First, we'll do a quick test spray, just to see what the spray pattern looks like. Whoa! I was expecting a fan. And then I don't think it's going to need a lot of scrubbing in that easy area. This back area here where it's got some funk, this I'm going to kind of sit and scrub on for a little bit. So you can kind of see a little bit funky. Rub-a-dub-dub. All right. Then we wipe off with the microfiber. Trying to keep it semi on its own side. All right, so you can kind of see I got a lot of junk off. These seats are not clean. Well, I mean, I would say this area here is clean. So you can definitely see dirty side, clean side. Did a pretty good job. And then if you were just like, whoa, it's just a set amount of dirt on top or something like that, here's the dry part of the microfiber. That didn't help any. So there's no like initial quick amount of dirt here. Same thing with like over here. So that's definitely some type of stuff where the cleaner definitely helped a lot to loosen it up and get it cleaner. Ba-dum-bum. I'm going to focus on this side pretty good. We'll leave that one. That way it's the before and after kind of look. This has got some similarities to that side. So this is probably where the seats pinch down. So body panel grabs these and stuff like that. That's why it's kind of greenish. And then this has similar funk on this side with the heavy kind of yellowy browning over here. This even has what looks almost like a drip marks. So time for me to go to town. So far, I don't think I'm a big fan of the spraying like that. I think I'd rather have a fan, but we'll see. I'm almost done with this side. There's a little bit more touch-ups I want to try and do, like this area here, maybe scrub a little bit more there. But I got that side there pretty good. I haven't done this front panel here yet, but you can start to see the difference in these two. So this one and this one I think might be a slightly different type of leather, or maybe they were exposed to less sunlight, because this leather is very light colored. This one I thought was going to be like super dirty and crazy, but this cleaned off pretty good. It is darker than that is. It didn't quite get those like drip look lines kind of that was in here, but you can definitely see it got rid of a lot of that dark stain that was here on the side and got it almost to the color it was over here. So maybe if I hit that again, maybe this will lighten up a little bit more. But big difference, especially when you compare it to this over here, because you can see this side still has all the dirt and grime on the front of it. Clean side, dirty side. Clean side, I'd say, definitely came out pretty good. Much cleaner. It got rid of some of the little stains things. So that little brown stain that was here is almost gone. But it almost revealed a couple new ones. Like this little thing back here, I didn't really see before. This up here, this is interesting because this is almost like there was like maybe like house paint or something that was on it. So because I can kind of catch it with my fingernail. So I wonder if something happened, like maybe they spilt a little bit of house paint or something in here. And I can kind of see like there's some runs here. So I don't know if that's some other type of staining that was here previously. Then the dirty side, still pretty nasty. Still needs cleaned. Still has this weird funky dark mark. But this funky dark mark's just about gone. So I'm intrigued by it. I don't know if I'm impressed. The smell's not bad. So the new leather smell isn't like a, you know, kills you, makes you cough, kind of new leather smell. It's not bad. But we'll say it's time to finish doing the rest of the vehicle seats and get everything bolted back together. Oh, but I should probably show this real quick. So, you can definitely see quite a lot of gunk and junk on the microfiber towel just with this one seat half. Alright, so this seat's now clean. I did a good job, or better job, vacuuming, trying to get rid of all that and that kind of nasty hair and stuff. The seatbelt thing's back here, kind of hard to get it out of. But the seat definitely came out better. It's not perfect by any means. There's some darkening here, which, I mean, before this was much darker. And I think that was due to like the ash and maybe like whatever else might have happened because it was in a smoker's car. But you can see much better looking. The feel is fine. So it doesn't have any kind of like oily or funky finish. So that's definitely true. Feels nice. Doesn't leave any residue on your hand. So I think that came out pretty good. The smell's not bad. The brush works pretty good. So I think much better than the upholstery one, because with how this shoots out, it doesn't really get up and over. So you're able to hold on to this back much better. It still gets a little bit slick, but you're controlling everything much easier. It's not building up a huge froth, getting all over this and really getting tough to control. The one thing that I do not like at all is the spray. So let's just pick this spot of the trash can real quick. And you can see it shoots out kind of like a laser beam and sprays out next to it. So when you're in the car doing it and you're maybe spraying down next to the driver's seat, this is probably going to bounce off and hit like the center console and other components. And it's not a big deal because when you're doing the seat, most of it's on the seat. But if you're doing like trim or near an edge or something like that, you can definitely see how it sprays out. And then the one trick that I would probably say as far as spreading it is to essentially just, once you get it around where you want it, you don't have to fully coat the whole place. Use the brush, so not really tough with the brush, just lightly going over it to kind of spread out your area. So that way, with those two little quick spritzes that would have been just like this area and this area, I've now got this spread out in this area here, and it really could go a little bit farther. But cleaning and everything else, I'm pretty impressed. This is kind of cool. And especially the feel afterwards. So it's not something where it's all greasy and nasty. But yeah, the laser beam spray, though, I'm not super impressed with. And then I still have to do the front seats, but back seat wise, you can kind of see. So if I were to spray that really close to that edge, it would get on this. This part up here isn't leather, that's like a felt headliner kind of thing. So it'd be interesting to see how that winds up doing. But as I go to do these, this will be super interesting too, because this is pretty funky back here too. And it kind of has that little bit of a two-tone kind of thing that was going on with the other seat, where like that, maybe the main wearable part where you sit or where your body touches was a little bit of a lighter color, and then maybe there's a less durable part in the other area. So like this side here looks a little bit darker. I'm sure it'll do the same thing at the front parts of the seats. So, but I got to do all of this and the front seats. We'll see how it goes. So yep, kind of all over the place. Window, back luggage back luggage area, parcel cover, whatever you want to call it. So kind of tough to keep it controlled, especially when you're getting tired of cleaning. In quite a few spots, there's this, which is almost like compounded ash maybe, or something like that. So this does not wipe off, it doesn't vacuum off, but with this stuff, it cleans it off. I'm pretty happy with how it's going so far. I'd recommend it if you've ever, thought about it or you see it somewhere and you're like, hey, you know what, I do kind of need to clean my leather seats. The neat thing is that some of the seats have almost like a sun rotted maybe leather or something like that, where it's almost like a stiff, or it's kind of got a strange texture to it. And I'm wondering if the conditioner is actually helping to soften it, because after I apply it and clean it up, it does feel a little bit better. So if you've got some stuff that you need to treat, I'd definitely give it a shot. And if you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll check you next time.